Crutchfield Farm, raw cutting edge horticulture. And today we're going to talk about venomous snakes and keeping venomous snakes. And the question I'm asked often, what would be a good first venomous snake? Before you consider getting a venomous snake even, I want to explain a few things to you about the responsibility of having a venomous snake.
We actually pin it with one finger on the top like that.
And hold on the sides.
Yeah, of course that one finger's handicapped from a bite.
Before you consider getting a venomous snake even, I want to explain a few things to you about the responsibility of having a venomous snake. And by the way, underneath this bucket is a cottonmouth under this little plastic thing, and I hope when I take this off later on it doesn't chase me, but it won't. But anyway, getting back to venomous snakes, you want to keep one. So the first thing with venomous snakes, there's a number of things that you need to know about them before you start. First thing is, you need to educate yourself on what it is you're getting, as well as a few other people, because it might save your life long term. The first thing that you need to do is to not to do is the best way to put it, not to do three things. The first thing is not to do it when you have venomous snakes is open the cage with your hands. Use a tool to open the cage. The second thing is, don't think that because the snake is way in the back or in the hide box that you can get your hand in and service the cage to get that little piece of poop or that one dead mouse that didn't eat out before the snake knows your hand's in there. Don't do it. Many people have been trying to do just that. Always take the snake out of the cage, secure it, and then put the venomous snake back in the cage and secure it when you're finished cleaning the cage. And the third is, never try to hold one behind the neck. Now, another thing is that local hospitals near where you live probably don't know anything about how to treat a gaboon viper bite, but they probably do know how to treat a copperhead, cottonmouth, or rattlesnake bite of some kind. So your first choice of a venomous snake should be actually a snake that is native to the United States, so that all local hospitals have them, as well as at least some training on how to treat the bite. If that's not the case, and you have to have that gaboon viper or monocle cobra or whatever it is you want to get, you must get anti-venom yourself for the type of snake that you have, because the life you save may be your own. Because remember, a local hospital anywhere here is not going to have anti-venom for a gaboon viper, nor would they know how to treat it. And you even have to go a little further. You have to educate the hospital and the local people who you are and the animal that you have, and take in the anti-venom ahead of time, because otherwise when you bring in anti-venom, let's say it's a gaboon viper and you have a polyvalent from Africa, they're not going to give you that anti-venom at all until they investigate it, which could be hours later, and that could be too late for you. Certainly too late to stop a lot of the damage. So get anti-venom, procure it yourself, and help educate your local people. Also, another thing that you need to get, and it's pretty easy to get now, courtesy of Joe Pittman, who's an RNA nurse, and he publishes a number of bite protocols, taking each species of snake and recommended treatment of that particular kind of snake, going into what the venoms do to the body and the best way to treat it. So you need all of these things in place before you even consider getting a venomous snake. Okay, now, while you're thinking about getting a venomous snake, don't just go get one. It's like getting a driver's license. You can't just go get a driver's license. You have to first take lessons or have someone teach you. So you need to find a mentor. And there's a lot of people with venomous snakes that should not have a driver's license, much less venomous snakes. So you have to be careful of the mentor and his ability that you choose or that will accept you in terms of training. But it's very important to do that. Here, we've mentored a very few people because I don't really like the responsibility much, but most of what they learn the first days and weeks and sometimes months is they watch other people handling them, because that's really the best way to learn, watching people that are proficient handling them. Okay, now, there's so many. Another thing I want to go into a little bit here is about our local snakes. And underneath this box is a cottonmouth who's really scared. He actually struck at me, or she actually struck at me 3 times through the box because she felt she was cornered under the box and there's movement going on around her. But let me say this, cottonmouths are one of the most misunderstood and one of the snakes that people tell the most stories about that just aren't true. And one of the things people say about cottonmouths that I hear over and over again is they chase people. Nothing could be further from the truth. A cottonmouth is a very inoffensive snake, and that, if not scared, is pretty content to mind its own business. I do have a snake hook for those of you that believe that you have to have a snake hook to handle venomous snakes, which actually for most people you do. You need to handle them carefully and learn how to. But this snake is afraid right now, but as long as I don't scare it, it's not going to try to bite me at all. Because the only reason the venomous snake bites you is because it's afraid. Just that. Now, I'm going to turn the snake around a little bit with this oversized snake hook, and we're going to handle it a little differently than we were before. And as you can see, it's not trying to bite, it's not chasing me, it's doing nothing of the sort, because they just don't do that. Now, if I were to grab it and squeeze it, it would definitely bite me. Okay, the best thing that you can do is to be a tree and understand the behavior a little bit, and you got really nothing to worry about. If you're afraid of snakes, you only need to know one thing. Leave them the hell alone. It's hard to get bit by a snake unless you're messing with it. If you fuck with it, I guarantee it'll bite you. If you don't, it won't. Thanks for listening, folks. We'll do this again real soon.